Hello again, Flosstube friends. Welcome back to my channel, Pages and Stitches. That's spelled pages, the number 3 stitches, and that's my channel name here as well as on Instagram. My name is Kelly, and I'm happy to have you here with me today for my October update, October 2022. Today is October 31st. It's Halloween, or Samhain if you're pagan. Or Monday if you don't celebrate either. So happy all of those things to you. I am here to do my Flosstube update number 12. And I'm excited to show you what I've got going on this month. I guess it wouldn't be Halloween if we didn't have a black cat. So Hef is here to say hi. He's dressed up for Halloween. Say, every day's Halloween, Mom. Sweet boy. Okay, thank you. I am also wearing my Astros World Series Championship shirt because the Astros are in the World Series again, and in this house we bleed orange. So if you're a Phillies fan, sorry. So before we do anything, I just of course want to say a massive thank you to everybody who stopped by today. If you are returning, thank you so much for coming back. You know I appreciate you. I've met a lot of really cool people since starting Flosstube, and I'm very grateful for each and every one of you. So if you've come back to say hi again, thank you so much for coming back. I truly appreciate your friendship. And if you're new here, welcome. I hope you find something that you like, and I hope you find that I'm not too weird for you. I mean, maybe. And I hope you come back for more. So if you're new here, drop a comment, say hi, and I'll introduce myself and we can get to know each other so we can be Flosstube friends too. Okay, so I have lots of good stuff to show you today. I have not one, but 2 FFOs. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I have 2 FFOs to share with you this month. So that's really exciting. I kind of, there was a big boost of confidence when I finished both of those. I also, because I have 2 FFOs, I did give myself a new start. So I have a new start to share with you. Of course, I have a couple of whip updates. And then I also want to talk a little bit about some retreat info at the end. So first and foremost, like we usually do here, I'm going to start with my reading update and show you what books I've read for the last month. If you're new here, the Pages and Stitches stands for books. Because my passion, other than cross-stitching and quilting, which you can see over here, is reading. So I will give my reading update, and then if you have any questions or any interest at all in quilting, I also do a Quilter's Corner video every month. I do a Flosstube and a Quilter's Corner, and so you're welcome to go check that out on my page and see what I've been working on over here. Okay, sorry, I had to go put my hair up because it was bugging the crap out of me. Okay, let's do reading update. So the first book I read this month was the Duchess Deal by Tessa Dare. So this is my first book I've read by her. She's another Regency romance author, and I really liked her. Then I read Unravel the Dusk by Elizabeth Lim. This was the sequel to Spin the Dawn, which I read last month. Then I read Famine by Thalassa, and this is number 3 in her 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse series. And lastly, I read The Bear and the Nightingale by Katherine Arden. This is the first of this trilogy. All right, now I'm going to show you my FFOs. So the first one will be no surprise to you if you've been watching my channel for any length of time. I FFO'd my Christmas stocking. Yay! So this is the Christmas Cuddles stocking by Kooler Design Studio, and it's stitched on a 14 count green Aida. You can't see that the Aida is green, but I wanted it not on white because I don't like the way white looks behind stitching for some reason, especially since I stitched it 2/1 and not 3/1, and you could kind of see behind it. And then the materials I used, so here's the back with the goofy kitties that I love so much. There's also like little gnomes, I guess they are, and there's Christmas ornaments, and this one looks like Hef. I could never get him into a Christmas sweater, so yeah, they're just lots of fun. Super cute. And then the inside is this metallic kind of holly berry print. And then I put the red piping around the side. And there it is. It's all ready to get hung up for Christmas. And since today is October 31st, that means the Christmas tree is coming out. So I will put my tree up pretty early. I've actually been known to put it up earlier than this year. Like, I've put it up in September before. I really love Christmas. This year I paced myself. We have gotten to Halloween. Now that we're getting past Halloween, I'm gonna put my Christmas tree up. So this is going on the wall somewhere. I will link this pattern down below. I got it from Everything Cross Stitch, which is my favorite online cross stitch store. And if anything I talk about, anything you have questions about, I'm gonna link everything humanly possible in the description box down below. But this is my first FFO for October. My Christmas Cuddles Christmas stocking. I love it. Okay, my next FFO was, I was pushing, when last you saw it, I hadn't actually even finished the stitching at all. So I was able to finish my Witchy Desk pattern that I got on Etsy. So before I show you the FFO, let me insert a picture here. This is what it looked like the last time you saw it. And so I really pushed myself to get this finished so I could get it FFO'd and have it done in time for Halloween, and I did it. So here is the finished product. Let me get the ring light out there. Yay! Get it closer for you. So this is in a 10 by 10 frame. It was stitched on a 14 count navy Aida 2/1 with all the called for colors. And I kind of adore how it came out. This is pretty stinking cute. And if you have seen me working on this before, you will know that there was a mistake in here when I was stitching this. I stitched the border on this side 5 stitches too short and then had to edit everything down here so that it would fit. And I'm kind of like really grateful that that happened, because the way it fits in the frame is like it's a lot more uniform all the way around than if it had been 5 stitches taller. So I really like the way it fits in there. It's kind of perfect. There we go. And there it is. So I already talked about how I edited on this side. This was the part that I finished between now and last time. So what I did was I just there was some green bubbles that were supposed to be above here, and I took those out, and I made this ghost a couple rows shorter, and then I took some of these green bubbles out, and that was it. And now it fits perfectly. So I already have a spot picked out. It's going up today. Obviously it's like a Halloween kind of themed project, but this is gonna stay up year round because I have a couple of seasonal pieces that are finished in my place, but too much work goes into them for me to put them away for like 11 months out of the year. So I keep them up year round. This one is gonna get a place of honor. And of course I will link the Etsy shop, the Etsy seller in the description down below. You know, it's funny, I really am not drawn to seasonal stitching or seasonal pieces. I think I have like one other seasonal pattern, and it's a Halloween pattern from Praiseworthy Stitches. But both of my FFOs this month are seasonal. I don't know why that is. It's just, I think it's because I do leave my stuff up year round, so I don't really do like holiday themed things, but these are both holiday themed things, but I love them either way. Okie dokie. So because I was able to get Witchy Desk finished and fully finished, I gave myself a new start, which I mentioned either the last video or the video before that I was gonna do. So I was able to start this pattern here, which is a mushroom sampler. And it's a pattern I got on Etsy from the shop, CutePatternsByMaria. Yeah, CutePatternsByMaria. I will have her shop linked down below. And I am stitching it, I actually have the sticker here. I'm stitching it on a 16 count Aida in the colorway Brandywine, which is like a warm red brown. So I'll show you the progress I made on that. And here it is. Here is my new start. I just got one little mushy one little mushroom in there, and I got it fully backstitched. And I am already like in love with this pattern because it's just every little stitch that went in, first of all, it's coming out like tinier, obviously, because the pattern says to stitch it on 14 count. I'm doing it on a 16, so it's coming out tinier. And everybody knows, you know, tiny little things are super cute. So the full, this is an 11 by 11 Q snap, so the full pattern is gonna fit in this. Like I won't have to move the frame at all. And it's just super cute. I put these little, like, I don't know what you would call them, little leaves, little ferns, little botanicals in. And there's these little bubble kind of things that go in. It was so fun to just do this one little mushroom. And I've got, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 mushrooms to do. So this is gonna be a fun one. I'm really excited to do this one. And my little needle minder is the moon, the tarot card needle minder, the moon. So yeah, I'm super glad that I got to get this started because I don't know what it is about mushrooms. Like I have a thing about mushrooms and cats. If there's cats on a pattern, I'm gonna stitch it. I love cats. And if there's mushrooms on a pattern, I don't know what it is about mushrooms. I just like them. Like I buy a lot of fabric that has mushrooms. There's one right here. Look, mushrooms. I even have mushrooms in my tattoo. Mushrooms. I just love them. So this was perfect for me. Okay, moving right along. One of my whips that I was able to put some stitches in this month was my Mirabilia, which is this one right here. This is Ophelia by Mirabilia. I just think she's stunning. This is the first Mirabilia I've started. And she was the first Mirabilia I ever purchased, and I just kind of, whenever she first came out and I saw it, I audibly gasped, and I just thought she was so stunning. So this was my gateway drug into Nora Corbett. So the last time you saw her, I'll insert that picture here. This is what she looked like. And today I actually have her off the Q snap because it is time to move her down. Because I finished the top half. So that line, that demarcation line at the bottom here, this one, that's where the pattern splits. So I finished page 1, and now I'm gonna move her on the Q snap so I can do page 2. And then the only thing that's not done up here is the beading, because I'm gonna save the beading for last, but all of the back stitching is done. And obviously all of the stitching is done. And this is being stitched on a 32 count linen in the color dark olive that I got from Everything Cross Stitch. And it's using all the called for colors in the pattern. And it is 2/1 full cross. And I just think she's fabulous. She is so stunning. And you know what? When I was finishing her up, I realized that I had initially stitched this part right here, her necklace, in the wrong color. So I don't know why, I don't know how I made that mistake, and I'm frankly don't even know how I noticed it, but I did. And so I had to pluck that out and get that corrected. But I believe the last time you saw her, I had stopped like right here at the edge of her hand, so I just kind of did everything over here, which isn't much, but you know, like I said, I got the first half done, or the top half done, except for the beading. So now it's time to move her down and do the bottom. And I'm trying to hurry up and get her done in this next year. I've got my start date, which was August of 2021. Now 2022 is pretty much almost done, and she's still not done. So I need to get going on her. So the last whip that I put stitches in on this month was one that I actually worked on last month. I actually didn't intend to work on her again this month, but I was so excited and happy stitching her that I didn't put her down. So I was working on this one here, which is my Bella Filipina pattern called Luna Mystica. And I am doing a hair and skin conversion on her, as well as the Karen Water Lilies to DMC conversion. So I will insert this picture here of where you saw her last time. This is what she looked like. And here's where she is now. Still all wrapped up on her Q-snap. So I did a lot more on her tail. And then I started putting in part of the moon that she's sitting on, as well as some of the treasure braid, the petite treasure braid up in here. And I did just a little bit more of her hand here, just the top part to finish that out. So she's a little bit more fleshed out. You can kind of tell a little bit more what's going on in here. So I am getting ready to move the Q-snap, and my plan for her is to go up. Like, that's where most of the stitching is anyway. But it also is where all my conversions are. So like the skin and the hair, the face is going to come in right about here, and this is all hair back here and over here, and then the moon comes around this way. So I'm going to go up and finish that part of her before I go down into the tail, and then of course I'm going to do the beading last. And this is being stitched on a 32 count linen in the colorway Mediterranean Sea, 2/1 full cross with all the called for colors except for the ones that I converted. And if you want to see the conversion charts that I used, I put those in my last video, in my update number 11. So go check that video out if you want to see the direct DMC conversions I made. Sorry, I had another hair change. I don't know what it is about my hair this morning, but it's bugging the crap out of me. And so I keep messing with it. I mean, it's probably just going to stay in like a messy top knot, because that's usually all that I have going on whenever I go to work. So now I just have a couple of acquisitions, some haul to show you, and then I will go over plans for next month and for the rest of the year, and then we'll sign off. Okay, the first thing that I added to my stash was this kit by Designworks that I had been eyeballing for a while. I had it, I don't know why, but I've had it on my wish list for a really long time, and I never took the plunge and purchased it, but it finally like went on sale, and I was like, okay, well, you've been drooling over it, like now's the time. So I got this kit here, which is called Queen of Silk by Designworks. And the thing that I love the most about this pattern is her kimono. Like, look at how detailed. Let me see if I can get closer. So we've got like cranes, and there's a bridge and some water. There's all these gorgeous flowers. There's another bird down here. And then, you know, zoom back out, and it's got all this beautiful florals. Like it's like it's coming out of her kimono and then like growing up this beautiful cherry blossom tree, and I just kind of love it. The only thing I don't really care for is the expression on her face. Like her eyes are kind of backstitched a little funky, so I think I might change that up when I do it. But yeah, I don't know why I waited so long to buy this, because I really love this one, and I never see people stitching it. I saw, I think on somebody's Flosstube, and I couldn't tell you who. I saw somebody working on it, and they had just put in the tree, and I was just like, oh, somebody else has it. Like, I don't know. And I love Designworks. My full coverage project that I'm working on right now is by Designworks. So, and I actually already even opened it up because I was so excited to get in there and like dig around. And you can see there's gold beads. They go in her headdress up here, and she's got this tattoo back here. She's got this dragon tattoo, which is cool, and I love that her hair is blue black. Like it's not brown black. I think that's really cute and really stunning. So yeah, this was my first one. I'm really excited that I have her, and obviously I was excited to dig in, so I think this is gonna be a new start soon. Next, I got this pattern here by Kooler Design Studio, which is called The Woods Behind My House. And the thing that really drew me to it is the fact that it looks like a collaged nature journal. You know what I mean? So like we've got all these butterflies here. There's leaves, some notes, a little nest of eggs, and feather and little bird drawings. And then, yeah, there's a tiny little bee here. It's just super cute. I don't know what it is about this kind of scrapbook looking style, but it really appeals to me. This is really pretty. So I bought this pattern from Everything Cross Stitch as well when it went on sale. And of course, I'll have it linked down below. And I mean, you may recall my Christmas stocking was the was also designed by Kooler Design Studios. So I know I like working with their patterns. They're super simple to read, super easy. So this one is gonna be much loved in my stash. So this next thing that I got was actually a little bit of a surprise to me, because when I ordered it, I thought I was getting a pattern, and it's actually a kit. So that was kind of cool, because I mean, I have all the stuff I need to start it now then. And I got this kit here, which is called Happy Everything by Imaginating. And let me get it in close here. So it's like, it's got like all the different holidays represented throughout the year. Here's the summertime, then we're getting into back to school and Halloween, and then fall and Christmas, like Thanksgiving and Christmas. And so I think this is really cool, because like I try to be inclusive when it comes to like holiday celebrating and wishing people happy things. So I might try and alter this a little bit and take the angel out and put in like a menorah or something for my Jewish friends. And yeah, half agrees with me, if you can hear him in the background. I don't know, I just thought it was really cute, and it's really, like, it's little. It's, what are my dimensions here? It doesn't say, but it's, you know, it's just this tiny little banner thing. So I think this would be, and like I said earlier, like I like to keep my stuff up year round, so this would be kind of perfect for that, because it's all the holidays of the year. Well, it's not all of them, but you get what I'm saying. Alrighty, the next patterns that I'm going to show you I got from 123Stitch. They all came in one order. And first up is this pattern here by Bella Filipina, which is Mayari, the deity of the moon. So if you're familiar with this designer and this pattern, you'll know it's actually a set of 3. There's the moon goddess, the sun goddess, and the star goddess. And so the moon goddess is facing this way, sun is facing this way, and the star is meant to be in the middle looking forward. And so my intention was to buy all 3, but the star goddess, Thalassa, I believe is her name, she is new, and I don't think 123Stitch had it in yet when I purchased this. And then the sun goddess, Hanan, maybe, I believe is her name. She was out of stock, so I could only get this one. So eventually I will acquire the other 3, because I would like to have them stitched, if not on the same fabric, then at least like on the same color of fabric, you know what I mean? Ideally though, I would like to have them stitched all on like one piece of fabric. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, here's Mayari. And the next 2 patterns I'm going to show you are both Nora Corbett patterns. First, I got her, ooh, almost dropped it. I got her newest release, which is Lavender Mist, which is super stunning. I love her colors. She's bright and beautiful. I love that she's stitched on purple, and I love her facial expression. Full of attitude, and like, you know, I just love that all the Nora and the Mirabilia faces are just very haughty, and she's got a lot of cool stuff going on in her hair, and I really enjoy those flowers that she's holding as well. So once this was available on 123Stitch, I snatched it up. And then the next pattern is a Nora Corbett pattern. And this is part of the Pixie Blossom collection. This is Snapdragon. So like I've said before, purple is my absolute favorite color. So this is right up my alley. Super beautiful. And the reason why I actually got both of these patterns is because of the next thing I want to talk about. So last month I mentioned the Queen City Stitch Retreat that is being hosted by Amy of Fiber Arts Amy and Maggie of Kitschy Whips. I signed up for it and I was lucky enough to be selected in the lottery to get a spot on the retreat. The retreat is October of next year, so it's a year away. And it'll be the first retreat that I've ever gone to. So I'm really excited about that. I've really kind of, avoided the idea of going to retreats because I didn't think I was like a serious enough cross stitcher or like, you know, I don't know, talented enough. I don't know why I thought, you know, like I needed to be special to go. I don't know. But then, so I just caught a wild hair and I was like, you know, I kind of really want to go to this. So it worked out and I was selected and I've already paid for my spot and booked my hotel. So yeah, I'll be there next year. So if any of you guys watching now are also going to the Queen City Stitch Retreat next year, let me know in the comments because I want to know if I get to meet any of you guys face to face. You know, we're all so spread out across the country. The only time we get to see each other is at these retreats or if we live close, and I haven't found anybody that lives close to me. So anyways, the reason why I bought these patterns is because I'm debating on whether or not I want to do a full Mira when I'm there or if I want to do a Nora, which is smaller. Like this Mira, for example, is almost 10 by 13, and then this Nora is 5 by 10. Like it's a little bit smaller. So I'm thinking I'm probably gonna do this one because it's smaller and there's less like here, let me show you the called for stuff on the back. There's fewer requirements here on the Nora pattern. So I think this one will be a little bit easier to travel with. So that was my motivation behind purchasing this. And then also like, I just kind of wanted this one. So I don't know. I may change my mind. I have a year to figure it out. So, but I'm thinking this one is going to be my Mirabilia or my Nora stitching at the retreat. I know a lot of the retreat girls are doing the pattern Charlotte because obviously it's being hosted in Charlotte, North Carolina, and they're doing that as a stitch along, but I don't really care for that pattern. Like it doesn't excite me. So I'm not going to do that pattern. I think I'm going to do this one instead. But it'll be a while before I start it, obviously. I think I'm actually planning on starting it at the retreat. So this one's going to go away for a little while. So that's what I did this last month. That's what I was able to accomplish and purchase and all of that jazz. So for next month, actually rewind. I know I mentioned last time that I was going to work on my blue lady from Etsy, which looks like this here. And I did have her pulled out with all my flosses and everything set up, and I put in about 10 stitches and was like, I don't want to work on this anymore. This pattern I kind of have mixed feelings about because it's laborious. It's very confetti heavy. It's a conversion from anchor flosses to DMC, so I have to constantly, like, I've written everything down, but I have to constantly check my conversions while I'm doing it. And I'm doing it on a 20 count Aida, so the stitches are really small. So it's just like, I don't know, it's not a comfortable pattern to work on. And then on top of that, I bought this from an Etsy shop, and I'm pretty sure the seller stole the artwork. So I've never given them credit for it, and I've never linked their shop. And I bought 2 other patterns. If I have their pictures, I'll put them in. I bought 2 other patterns to go with it, but I think I've decided I'm not gonna stitch them, because it's like I have to be in the right mindset to want to work on my blue lady, because she's such hard work. And it's getting to the point where it's not enjoyable. So, you know, why would I do it if it's not enjoyable, right? So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to toss those other 2 patterns and then just take my blue lady and UFO her for now. I'm not gonna de-kit it just yet, because I may, you know, wake up one day and decide that I really want to work on it, because that does happen. And I'll decide again a few months down the road whether or not I want to just like nix it all together. But I kind of want to give myself permission to not work on that anymore, because it's just too much of a hassle and I don't look forward to it. So I'm going to UFO it for now. UFO stands for unfinished object, if you are new to the Flosstube acronyms. So it is going to sit at the bottom of my whips pile for the foreseeable future. And I had purchased the same fabric for all 3 of those patterns and kitted them all up together. So I have all the flosses for the other 2, but I'm not gonna, like, it's all in one big bobbin container, so I'm just gonna leave it and wash my hands of it for now, and then I'll decide what I'm gonna do with it later. But I think I'm gonna take the Ada that I bought and just save it for another project, right? Yeah. Life's too short to stitch stuff that you're not enjoying, especially since, like, most of our stashes are things that we've amassed enough that we'll never complete it in our lifetime. So I'm gonna stop working on the ones that don't make me happy and move on to something else. That being said, I'm not going to do another new start just because I'm setting that one aside, because my plan is for New Year's to do New Year, New Start. And so I'm just going to, whenever I start that one, I'm going to put that in her place. Does that make sense? So the last thing I want to talk about is this coming weekend, which would be the first weekend in November 5th. Today's the 31st, so Tuesday's the 1st, Wednesday's the 2nd, Thursday's the 3rd, Friday's the 4th. Yeah, so Saturday, November 5th, I'm going to be going to the International Quilt Festival, which is hosted every year in Houston. I live about an hour and a half outside of Houston. I grew up in Houston, so I've been going to this thing like my entire life with my mom. Obviously, I like quilting. The pandemic really kind of threw it off the last couple years. I went to the festival last year, but there was like nobody there, so it was really not enjoyable. But this year, it's going to be a full show again, and every year the Silver Needle, which is an LNS in Tulsa, Oklahoma, a lot of people are familiar with it. They have a booth at the International Quilt Festival. That's where I've bought from them before. So I am going to that next weekend, and I'm anticipating stopping by their booth, and I'll see if I can get some pictures or some video while I'm there, and I'll look for other kind of embroidery and cross-stitch related things. If you've never heard of the International Quilt Festival, obviously it's a quilting related festival. One half of the festival is a competition where people show and enter their quilts. And the other half of the convention center is vendors, where people just, set up shop. And so it's mostly quilting, but obviously there's like quilting adjacent hobbies. So there's cross stitching, there's jewelry making, there's knitting, there's, what have you. There's tons of stuff. So I will get some footage while I'm there, and that way I can share that with you for my next update. And if any of you are going, let me know, because I would love to say hi to you. Okay, that's it. That's everything. Like I said, happy Halloween. If you are taking anybody trick-or-treating tonight, please be safe. I hope you get lots of candy and no cavities. And I will see you guys again in November for my November update. Bye!